Hey out there, this is Buzz with the Survival Buzz. So recently I had a comment on my video, I think it was the last video I put out, and they said, this isn't word for word, but basically they enjoyed the commentary and my personal experience, but they wanted to know more what I was doing to prep and future plans. So if you're looking for a channel where I just take you in my prepper den and show you every last thing I have and all my secrets, you're on the wrong channel. Now there's plenty of other channels out there that will do that. They'll show you everything they have. I am not one of those people. But I can give you some general tips and ideas of things that I am doing to prepare. So food is obviously, in my eyes, the most important thing you're going to want, especially with the economy slowing down like it is, inflation's up, shelves are getting bare. Food is pretty important. And along with that, meat is probably one of the main preps that I concentrate on. Meat, you need the protein, you need the calories. It's a very important thing to have, especially with the prices of fresh meat going up. There might come a time when you can't afford it. I mean, I can barely afford it as it is. So if you go in the grocery store tomorrow and ground beef's 20 bucks a pound, you're gonna wish you had some of this stuff around. Now I know there's different levels of preppers out there watching me. There's some people that are new to it, and there's some people like me that have been doing it for years. So if you have not been doing it for a long time and you are new to it, I highly suggest that you put the pedal to the metal and start preparing and putting stuff back fast. You are running out of time. And I'm not doom and gloom here. I'm just letting you know, you should know this. Even mainstream media now is shoving it in our face how the store shelves are getting empty quick. So very important stuff. So meat, you can buy the dehydrated canned meats and stuff. I have a little bit of it around, but especially with the prices of everything, how they've gone up, it is crazy expensive. On the low end, you're looking at maybe 60 bucks if you're lucky for a can of meat. On the high end, over $100. And those number 10 cans of meat aren't going to last a week with you and your family. You might be lucky if you get through half a week. So I'm not saying it's not important to have some of those around. I know they have 20, 25 year shelf lives and stuff, but you'll go broke at this point if you're early in the game on prepping and you're buying stuff like that. So I do stuff like this, canned meat. And you want to diversify, not just have chicken unless that's all you eat. Roast beef. For you pork eaters out there, me and my family eat pork, pulled pork. And then of course, canned chicken. You're going to want to have a lot of that stuff. And I know you can buy the cans of like ground beef and stuff. I'm not a big fan of them. I highly suggest also getting a pressure canner and learning how to use it. I've done one video on it. I'll probably do some more here soon. I've just been very busy lately. So I pressure can my ground beef and steak and things like that. It's time consuming, but it lasts a long time. Alright, moving on. You're going to want a lot of these guys. Now, when I say a lot, I mean a lot. So the way things are going, you want to have a ton of these things laying around. And this is just one of them. This isn't everything I prepare. Me making a 4-hour video to show you everything that I prep isn't going to help you in the long run. Put things in these that you and your family use on a regular basis. We use all of this stuff. I'm constantly rotating through it, constantly adding to it. Now in the beginning I bought these type of totes because they were cheaper, but things can get in them. They're not real secure. So I suggest buying like the black ones that have the deeper lid that fits more snugly on top. Snugly. Alright. Like I said, we're pork eaters. So bacon. These things do not need to be refrigerated. They typically have, I don't know, 6 to 8 months on them. We use these very regularly. I use one, I go buy a couple of them, rotate it through. Potatoes, in my mind, are very important for prepping. Lots of different ways you can buy potatoes, and I suggest having lots of different ways of potatoes. these guys, I pressure can potatoes. I have long-term number 10 cans of potatoes. So they're very important in my mind. What else I got in here? You know, soups and chilies, things like that. You want stuff that's easy to fix. Because if it gets rough out there and you're working your butt off out in the yard all day, you're not going to want to soak beans overnight. Same thing with the rice, you know. Stuff like that, quick rices and stuff that all you just throw some water with it and boil it and you're good to go. It didn't take very long at all. You know, oats. You're going to want to think of things with high calorie counts. Lots of proteins, lots of nutrition. You're going to be living on this stuff, you know, or hopefully not, but this is stuff we use normally aside from the fresh items we buy that are available at the moment. Alright, so all that stuff is stuff that I normally use as well as long-term storage. And then you want to roll into long-term storage. I pray to God that I will never even have to open these things. But if you put, you know, your rice and beans and wheat, corn, whatever it may be, in Mylars with oxygen absorbers, put it back in a, you know, a constant temperature. You don't want to change it up hot and cold, but keep it consistent. These things will last damn near forever. So, and if you guys are interested in learning how to put things in Mylar bags and put them in buckets for long-term storage, just let me know down in the comments box and I can do a video for you. It's really easy and show you how I do it. So yeah, you know, rice and the date. You want to label it, put it back. Same thing. Beans, label it, put it back. You're going to want lots of those things. Lots of all this stuff. Wheat. Whenever that loaf of bread's 10 bucks, you're going to wish you'd have bought some of these. Hard red wheat. And along with that, you're not going to get very far with that unless you have things like this. The ability to grind the wheat or corn or whatever you're doing. Then we move on to more long-term storage. Staple items, milk. Butter. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this a 4-hour video. I'm not going to bring every can I have in here and show you what I do. But those are things that I stock. Moving on. Next thing, alright. Food is very important, but this stuff's even more important, right? Now this is how I store a lot of my water. Along with drinking, you're going to want stuff like this to wash your hands, to wash your hair, wash your butt, whatever it may be. Rinse dishes off. So it's very important to have, and stuff like this comes in handy even if, you know, the end of the world didn't happen. You know, there's power outages, there's running water that stops running, things like that. You're going to want to have stuff like this around. We drink a lot of Hawaiian punch. I love these bottles. They got the little handle. Very convenient, and you can stock a lot of them if you drink a lot of it. Along with that, and I don't have all the answers, people. I'm trying to prepare as fast as I can, just like you. One big flaw in my whole plan is I don't have really good, you know, water storage, or I have water storage. I don't have a way to replenish it. I'm working on it, rainwater catchment and stuff like that. But as of now, I'm behind on that. Something I'm really looking into in the coming months. These Berkey filters, the best on the market. They're pricey, but you get what you pay for. And I honestly feel like you don't want to go cheap when you're talking about, you know, microorganisms and things in water that can make you sick. You're going to want the best of the best. So lots of these guys, you know, I think 4 of these you can filter out like 10,000 gallons of water. You can buy the Berkey, you know, stainless steel thing or whatever, or you can go online. They have videos how you can just get a couple 5-gallon buckets and make your own with this. All you need is the filters, and Berkey actually sells all the attachments and stuff you need to put on the bucket to make your filtration system. Moving on, other important things. These guys, flashlights. You can never have enough flashlights. I have tons of them and I'm constantly buying more of them. Of course, they're not going to be very convenient to have if there's no batteries or some way to charge them, so you're going to want to look into stuff like this. Solar chargers, as well as solar panels. I'm not going to bring a solar panel in here for you. And I don't have, giant solar generators. I'm behind in that area too. I don't have stuff big enough to run my fridge and stuff, but I have pressure canners. I have other means for things like that. But you're definitely going to want something, even if it's small, to have the ability to charge your flashlights, to charge your phone, your tablet, your walkie-talkie, whatever it may be. You're going to need some source of power, even if it's a small one. Along with the pressure canner, these are very important. You're going to want to have a lot of these around. Whenever there's no more fridge, these will give you the ability to preserve things, your livestock, things in your garden, or even things that you're buying. You can preserve them. And then, of course, seeds. You're going to want to have a bunch of seeds. The ability to garden. If you haven't watched my compost video, you might want to watch that. It's not hard. Some of these channels and these videos out there, they try to make it more complicated than it is. It's really not that hard. Along with those type of seeds, you want lots of these guys. Freedom seeds. You're definitely going to want to have a lot of those around when times get hard. And then, of course, coffee. Definitely a staple item for me. Not to mention it gives you energy. You're definitely going to want to have energy in the future when things are hard. And last but not least, sources of fire. Several. Not just this, but the ability to make sparks and make your own fire, as well as the knowledge to do so. These are things you need to learn now. Along with all this stuff, knowledge is going to be the most important thing in the future for you. Especially if the grid goes down and there's no internet and things. Right now you have the ability to go online and learn whatever you want to learn. Anything out there, I can tell you there's probably 1 million videos on it. Now you might not have that ability in the future. So right now is highly important that you learn all these skills, as well as stockpile. That's not the know-all, end-all. You don't want to just stock things. You want to have the ability to replenish, the ability to make compost and livestock and garden, on and on and on and on. Learn all the skills while you can. So I wanted to thank everybody out there that has contributed and donated to me to help me out. I greatly appreciate it. And all the prayers and likes, I greatly appreciate as well. I can't have enough prayers right now, but everything is going pretty good so far. I'm kind of just jumping into the deep end here, quitting my job, but if we don't make a stand now, we're not going to have a future, and our kids will definitely not have any type of future. If you'd like to contribute or donate, there's ways to do that down in the description box, as well as like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.